Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, this is your brother Issachar coming back at you with another lesson. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakak Badash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect and the 144,000 scattered across the four corners of the earth. Shalom to you. Alright, in today's lesson, we're going to go into trust the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You know, do you really trust the Lord, or are you just pretending? You see? So we're going to start today in St. John chapter 14. And we're going to start at the first verse and then just work our way down. And we're just going to flow in the Spirit. So St. John chapter 14 verse 1. Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in the Most High Yahweh, believe also in me. So let your mind, okay, because your heart, that heart right there, it means lab, which means your mind. Because your heart, your physical heart, that's in the middle of your body, your chest, it's a muscle that pumps blood. So it's your mind, because right there, lab means heart. So that means lab, it means your mind. Alright, let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in the Most High Yahweh, also believe also in me. Check this out. In my Father's house are many mansions. Right, so right there just is a clear distinguish that there's two separate entities. Alright, that there's Yahweh and there's Yahweh Shai. There's two separate. You know, none of this Trinity and you know, there's a lot of stuff going on out here, you know. They're saying, some people say that, you know, they're one together, that they're the same, the Most High and the Messiah. No, they're two separate entities. In my Father's house are many mansions. So that means, it doesn't mean like really like a mansion like you see, you know, like in Beverly Hills, Bel Air, stuff like that. It means planets. Okay, because there's a lot of planets out there. Alright? If it were not so, I would have told you. Because yeah, the Lord don't lie. So, you know, he would tell you. Alright, that's why the prophecies are undefeated. Because the Bible reigns supreme. Because the battles are the Lord's. You know, because nothing has happened or hasn't happened that the Lord has said. You know, because everything the Lord's saying is coming right to light, right before our eyes. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. So that's very heavy right there, because Yahweh Shai and the angels right now, they're still creating planets right now. The angels are constantly on missions. You got different angels out there for different reasons. You got some angels out there to heal you, some angels out there to protect. You got angels out there are just you got some angels that are just like they're there just for war. Okay, like Michael the Archangel, you know, he was created for war. You know, you got angels like that. You know, they're like your top-notch security guards. You know. I go to prepare a place for you. So yeah, the angels are out there. They're constantly creating. This is why on the news sometimes you'll see, like on CBS, KTLA, Fox News, you know, you'll see, you know, these scientists, leaders, they'll say, we discovered a new planet, you know, or 5 new planets, stuff like that, you know. So yeah, that's going into the that's just so how are they discovering new planets? Because the Yahweh Shai and the angels are creating them, and this is constant. St. John chapter 14 verse 3. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again. So the Lord is about to make his arrival. Alright? And receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also. See that? Because the Lord, you know, the Lord's not like, because the Lord, you know, he's the boss, you know. He's the Lord, but he's not all like, okay, well, where I'm at, you can't be right there, you know, because I'm the big dog, you know, and you guys can't come. No, the Lord's like, where I'm at, you guys are gonna be there too with me. See? All right, because the Lord is very humble like that. Like King David, Moses, very humble. All right, not like these Edomites. They're always like, if they can't do anything for you because they're like, well, I'll do this, but what are you gonna do for me? See? Oh, they're like, pay me. You don't got enough money. You can't afford me. See? That's the kind of crap that these Edomites and heathens push. See that? And the Lord saying, I'm gonna give you guys that for free. All right, new bodies. Okay, immortality. All right, see? St. John chapter 14 verse 3, and if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again. So the Lord is gonna be here in the middle of World War III, and if you're on your watch, you can see that we're very close. Some people even say that World War III pretty much has already started. So that just shows you, it's a clear indicator that it's not like, okay, the Lord's gonna be back next week, but we're right here. We're very close. It's not gonna be 10 years. I don't even think 5 years. I don't think there's spirit no more than 3 years. And that's giving it room too. That's how close we are. You imagine to Yahushua arriving. That where I am, there ye may be also, and whither I go, ye know, and the way ye know. See that? So this is why the Lord's telling us these things through the scriptures by the way of his prophets. Verse 5, Thomas said unto him, Lord, we knoweth whither thou goest, and how can we know the way? Because you have to be taught. It's just like anything else. You gotta be taught. You gotta be taught. How to drive a boat. You gotta be taught. How to run a machine. You gotta be taught. How to do certain things. See? So that's why the prophets are out there teaching you this is the way. All right, but the true prophets is it's not just it's all about the prophets of Yahweh Shema Shai and just like to boast and stuff, but it's not like that. It's just that you need the correct information to make it. Because you're talking about the Lord here. So you imagine anywhere else. If you didn't have the right information, you're not going to make it to your destination. If somebody gave you the wrong directions, if somebody gave you the wrong phone number, you're not going to reach that person. Okay, you're talking about the creator, all right, of the universe, the creator of mortals, of you mortals, all right, the creator of, imagine the ocean, the dry land, the planets, so it's got to be right. It's not just, because it's for a correction, but it's not so much like, oh, see that, oh yeah, look, they're right, we're wrong, and oh, hey, they got the victory, and it's about, you have to get it right, because you're talking about the creator here, you see? Because a lot of people in this world, they're addicted to power, they're addicted to, they're like, well, I won, they're like, I got the victory. It's like, sure, you're nothing, the Lord's, how do you know that you're good with the Lord? Some people over here are bragging and boasting like they're all that in a bag of chips, and they're not even going to make it out of here. They're about to be melted. Let's see here. St. John chapter 14, verse 6. Yahushua said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Yeah, because it's the truth, There's a lot of lies out there. There's so many religions out there and beliefs. This is why people out there are all bugged out. Straight up. People out there, excuse my Italian, are bugged the fuck out. This place is out of control. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. See? Because you can't talk to the Most High unless you're an angel or the Lord, he may give maybe his prophets like some visions and stuff, but right now nobody can just go directly to Yahweh. They can't. You have to go through Yahweh Shai. It's just the way it's set up right now. All right. So that's just to show you that name Yahweh Shai is very important, because some people, there's a couple groups out there, Israelites, that teach and they say that you don't need to worship the sun. Not the sun like the sun and the moon, meaning the son of the Most High, Yahweh Shai. Because some people just say, oh, you just gotta worship Yahweh, don't worry about Yahweh Shai. You got to, because nobody can talk directly to Yahweh. Don't matter if people say, oh, Most High, that's whatever. Even if you're calling on just, oh, Yahweh, he's not going to hear you. All right, you got to go through Yahweh Shai. It's just the way it's set up right now. So Yahweh Shai, that name is very important. Okay, Yahweh is above Yahweh Shai, but you need Yahweh Shai's name first in order to reach Yahweh. See, that's why if you don't have that name Yahweh Shai, you're not going anywhere. You can say, oh, you can think you're that, you're perfect and all that. That's just your opinion, but you're not gonna go anywhere. You're not going anywhere fast. You can hurry up and wait. It's just like that. You ain't going anywhere. Everything else that's coming out that person's mouth is just vain and vanity. They're just talking, because if you don't have, if you're not calling on Yahweh Shai, your prayers are not even being answered. Facts, they won't even leave your house. You're just praying to unclean spirits. So those of you out there that have like statues inside your houses, like a cross, you have like, some people have like statues like of angels, like little naked white babies, which is bugged out. They have statues of like the Virgin Mary and stuff like that. That there's no one in there. When you bring those statues home, you're opening up portals to unclean spirits. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Mary, but you're not supposed to worship her. All right, that's the thing. Yeah, you can talk good about her. Like, yeah, she was the mother of Yahweh Shai, but you don't worship her. This is why a lot of people out here are about to drop. They're about to get jacked up out here. All right. So this next verse. Verse 7, if ye had known me, ye should have known my Father also. And from henceforth ye know him, and have seen him. Right, because Yahweh Shai is a split image of Yahweh. He looks like Yahweh. Alright, a little different, but, they look a lot alike. Okay, a lot alike. St. John chapter 14, verse 8. Philip said unto him, Lord, show us the Father, and it suffered us. Yahweh Shai said unto him, have I been so long time with you, and yet hast thou not known me, Philip? He that hath seen me hath seen the Father. And he says, thou then show us the Father. Believest thou not that I am in the Father, and the Father in me? Or else believe me for the very work's sake. Alright, because Yahweh Shai was telling Philip, you already been in there, you already been with me for a while, because he's a split image of Yahweh. Verse 12, verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. See? Because he takes your prayers to Yahweh. And if you're calling on Jesus Christ, I've seen some Christians out there and some people out there telling a lot of people, yeah, if you believe in Jesus Christ, you got nothing to believe. You got nothing to worry about. You got everything to worry about. That's not the Lord's name. Okay, that word Jesus means earth pig. Okay, we're not just gonna, make fun of that. We're not just gonna tell you that's not the correct when it's, it's not. We're not just gonna say it, just to give people a hard time. All right, like it's we're not gonna lie to you and stuff. So that's what the true prophet's job is. They're gonna tell you the truth no matter what. No matter what, they gotta face. See? St. John chapter 14, verse 13. And whatsoever ye ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father Yahweh may be glorified in the Son. St. John chapter 14, verse 14. If ye ask anything in my name, I will do it. If ye love me, keep my commandments. Yeah, because love is it's a verb, it's an action. All right, because you gotta be putting forth. You gotta actually, you can't just say, yeah, Lord, I believe. You have to actually be, putting in effort, something. It's like when you have it's kind of like when you have couples out there, and they it's like their anniversary and stuff. If the husband forgets about his wife's anniversary, just out of like just being like lazy, whatever, then yeah, she's gonna get mad. But it may happen, but the fact that, let's say now that it's the couples, it's like their anniversary, and they the husband remembers the wife's, the couple, because both remembers their anniversary. And let's say that gift is not that, it's not that big, but at least her husband remembered the anniversary. She's gonna feel good about that, because she's gonna be like, dang, like he remembered. All right. Sometimes the husband might have a little bit more money. Some years are better than others. So of course, if he can get his wife something nice, like jewelry or something like that, some diamonds or something, yeah, that's like a bonus, right? But if not, it's the thought, because they put effort. Like, let's say just he couldn't really buy too much, but they just kind of went to go eat, or even go watch a movie, whatever, just something light, anything. It's gonna mean something to her, because she's gonna be like, damn, like he remembered, because he put effort, he's actually trying. See, you ain't gotta be all Superman and all that, yeah, once again, because if you have a little bit more extra money, and you give a little gift or a little present, that's cool, right? It's a bonus, like, all right, but it's not really all about that. It's the fact that that person, that couple, and it goes both ways, wife and husband. The fact that that person, that individual remembered, and that person might have forgot. It happens, because everyone's in the rat race. They're constantly in a routine. They're constantly going. You're constantly with bills. Damn, okay, the kids. This, that. Oh, damn, it's the anniversary. It happens. But the fact that that person actually remembered is that is the fact that that person actually remembered. All right, the other person is the other couple is gonna really like consider that and like that, because that person you remembered about your spouse, your husband, or your wife. See that? So if you love the Lord, keep His commandments to the best of your capability, of course, because no one's gonna be perfect. And then if you can, feed the sheep. If you because not everybody has that gift to teach. All right, so if you don't have that gift, see how you can help. Can you give charity? Help with the signs, help with the garments. you know. And if not, like, let's say like, oh, I don't got nothing to give, that's okay too, don't worry about it, you know. At least just be a brother or a sister, you know. Just be sincere, you know. That alone is all right, you know, because just the fact that, you know, just, you know, being sincere, you know, being involved in the body, however, you know, watch. And let's say if you're not around like any of the prophets, at least, you know, just watch your videos and, you know, do what you can, learn what you can, you know, see what's going on in this world, you know, see what's going on with the prophets, see what's happening, you know, what are they talking about? Because it's the Spirit of the Lord. They're not just out there just talking just to talk, you know. They're speaking about things that are happening in the world, things that are happening to them, how they're being persecuted and treated badly from people of this world, you know. So, you know, just by watching the prophets, you'll learn a lot, you know, like what's going on out there, how to repent, what's the Lord's name, what's happening around the world, what's going on with, you know, the wars and all that, pestilence, and then you'll hear about everything, you know. The brothers go into everything, the stones, our history, everything, who our enemies are, what's about to happen. You see? St. John chapter 14 verse 16. And I will pray the Father Yahweh, and he shall give you another comforter, that he may abide with you forever. So yeah, because the Lord is going to, those that believe in the Lord, you know, the angels are all around you. You're heavily guarded by the angels. Oh, this is very important right here. St. John chapter 14 verse 17. Even the Spirit of truth, because that is what's eating at our enemies right now. They're getting cut by the word. It's just a word, you know, because the actual prophets, they're not really like a threat, because they're not out there with swords and guns and all that. It's just because they have the truth, this word. That's it, you know. Because look at the prophets, you know, some of the prophets are, you know, rough around the edges, don't even have hardly any money, anything, you know. So it's like, how can they be a threat? It's because they have the best information on the planet, you know. See, and not only are we telling our people the truth, but you know, we're also exposing the wicked, you know. It's like, remember that cartoon Scooby-Doo? All right, remember like the mystery van? All right, remember how all those you know, like the bad guys, you know, those guys, like they would always wear a mask and stuff, and then they would have been like, oh man, I would have got away with it if it wasn't for you kids, remember? All right, because so that's how the prophets are, because the prophets are finding everything out, you know, like that, and the elites are like, damn it, you know, because they're being exposed, just like that, you know. So because they're like, damn, you know, that's why they have to start moving fast now. All right, because the true prophets, remember, and it's not really, you know, it's all about the prophets. No, it's just that they have the word. And who's that coming from, though, ultimately, you know? It's coming from the Lord, because the Lord set up those prophets to do that. Just like, you know, people have different gifts. Some people can play sports real good. Some people can sing, you know, like, damn, that person has a beautiful voice, you know, it's a gift from up above. The prophets have that gift, you know, to actually, dedicate their life to warning people, you know, of what's going on, and also exposing our enemies, the wicked, so people can really see like what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like that. It's like that cartoon. Remember Scooby-Doo? Remember Scooby-Doo? It just sounds funny, you know, Scooby-Doo. Huh? See? So it's like that. Remember, because those guys, you know, they would dress up in a mask, and then they would take it off and be like, oh, it was this guy the whole time, you know? And they're like, oh, snap. That's how it is right now, because now the elites, the Edomites, are being exposed. See? Because now the prophets are saying, oh no, these are the people who are doing it, you know? Who are sacrificing children, doing child trafficking and all that. See? So that's why now the elites, the Edomites, and the heathen, because the heathen partake in all that stuff too. Now they're like, oh shit, you know, they're like, oh, we gotta get moving. They'll never admit it. You know, because there's nothing. There's a lot of like secret societies out there. They take oaths and stuff. They'll lie to their deathbed. But that's all right. That's exactly where they're going. They're going right there. You know. So that's what the Lord and the angels are gonna deal with every last one of them. You know. So a lot of them, like, yeah, they won't admit nothing all the way to their grave, and that's okay. That's a good thing, because the grave, that's exactly where they're going. You know, that's no problem. You know, it's no problem. See, because they don't have to talk or say anything. The Lord's gonna expose them through the prophets. You know, so they're gonna be exposed more and more. The closer we get, the more stuff that the Lord's gonna bring out by His prophets. Huh? St. John chapter 14 verse 17. Even the Spirit of truth. Check it out. This is very important. Listen up. St. John chapter 14 verse 17. Even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive. See? Because the world cannot receive it. It's just for the elect. That's why a lot of people, they roll their eyes and like, yeah, right, The Lord's a so-called black man, yeah, right, get out of here. Like, man, get out of here. These people are bugged out, These dudes are smoked out. See? Because they can't receive it. Because it's not for them. The Lord's only coming for few. Because it seemeth him not, neither knoweth him, but ye know him, for he dwelleth with you, and shall abide in you. See that? I will not leave you comfortless, I will come to you. Right, because the Lord's not just going to leave the believers, the elect, high and dry. Alright, this is something you got to understand. The Lord is faithful. Verse 19, yet a little while, and the world seeth me no more. Because, the Lord's in the spiritual realm. But ye see me because I live, and ye shall live also. See that? Because the Lord is alive and well, and He's been watching everybody this whole time. Verse 20, and at that day ye shall know that I am in my Father, and ye in me. Okay? And ye in me. So right there. And I in you. He that hath my commandments and keepeth them, he it is that loveth me. See, because you can't just say it with your lips, like, oh yeah, I believe in the Lord. No, you have to really put forth effort, Remember, no one's going to be perfect. You don't got to be all Superman. There's going to be people that are above others, It's just the way it is. Like, there's always rank. There's always a distinguished order. It's just the way it is. But that don't mean that that person's less than you or nothing like that, or the Lord loves that person less. No, it's all one body, but there's different members of the body. Okay, just like you have your arms, your legs, your head, your feet. All right, every member is important, See that? Somebody without an arm, somebody without a leg, that person's not the same no more at all. Same thing with the body, okay? There's different members. You got fingernails, you got fingers. There's a small part of your body, but without it, the body's not the same. Let's see here. St. John chapter 14 verse 21. And he that hath my commandments and keepeth them, he it is that loveth me. And he that loveth me shall be loved of my Father, and I will love him, and will manifest myself to him. Alright, so let's see here. Yeah, because the Lord, He knows who believes in Him and who doesn't. Bear with me. Let's see right here. Okay, right there. Last scripture. Nahum. Last scripture of the morning, because gotta get ready for camp. All right. Nahum chapter 1 and verse 7. The Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble. So yeah, you can in these troubling days, in these bad times that we're entering, okay, you can trust in the Lord. All right, the day He knoweth them, and He knoweth them that trust in Him. Right, because you don't have to like overdo it and tell the Lord, please, I believe in you. He knows. All right, He knows. You don't gotta be all like, give extra. It doesn't hurt, to glorify the Lord, and but you don't gotta like overdo it and try to like, you know, like put extras on it, because the Lord knows them that trust in Him. So He knows, okay. He knows if you trust in Him or not, so you don't have to say like, Lord, like, come on, like I believe in you. You don't gotta like overdo it. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta be sincere and keep it real, and He knows. He knows. Oh, He knows. All right, don't even start. All right, He knows. Listen, okay, it's beyond your imagination. The Lord knows everything about you, plus, because He created you. He knows everything that you're thinking, everything that you're going through, because He created you, and He created. He's the one who's putting you through stuff, so He knows you better than yourself. Beyond your comprehension. Not to, I just put you down, those you out there, but just to know that the Lord knows. You don't gotta be like too much like, oh, like, damn, I wonder if the Lord sees what I'm doing. Like, damn, I'm doing all this for the Lord. I hope the Lord sees me. Oh, He sees you. Okay. Believe that. So that's it on today's lesson on trust in the Lord. All right. So with that, stay strong, stay on the path, and just do what's right. You know what to do, huh? All right. So just make the adjustments and get right with the Lord. On your feet, soldier. Shalom.